Okay. I had to make sure it wasn't something looking at me with the brown eye.
Painful ancient medicine. Hundreds and even thousands of years ago, humanity's knowledge of itself was still in its infancy. We had a basic idea of what makes us tick, but that wasn't enough to stop the scientifically curious from fiddling around both outside and inside people's bodies. Alright, just gonna poke around in here and... What's the matter, doctor? There's a scary skeleton in you! That being the case, it was up to these early pioneers of medicine to provide solutions to human ailments, be it a simple cough or a giant debilitating pulsating tumor. If you were lucky, you'd find a doctor willing to test out different medicines outside of thoughts and prayers. But some of these treatments would have you begging for mercy from whatever divine being you may have believed in. Take, for instance, someone afflicted with hemorrhoids. Yeah, that's how this is starting off. Nowadays, you just go to the corner store, prepare yourself an H, finger your B, and sit at home in complete discomfort. A few days later, you're right as rain. But back in the past, humans did not have such a luxury. Failed treatment could result in some gnarly infections, which, in non-modern times, was a death sentence. Sure, you could go to an apothecary who could whip up a strange mixture of grimy herbs and unidentifiable animal liquids that you could sip on, but that's most likely going to cause intense gastrointestinal distress. You need something that's tried and true. Well, you can iron out that wrinkle near your wrinkle with this, a hot iron rod. The theory's simple. Hemorrhoids are basically small open wounds, so a little bit of cauterization would close them bad boys right up and allow them to heal. This method was actually first used in the 4th century BC by father of medicine, Hippocrates. He apparently was a huge fan of cauterization as a last resort cure-all for most afflictions. Have a bad cough? Sear your throat to a medium rare. Have a headache? A burning rod to the temples will make you forget all about it. Hippocrates was of firm belief that if a condition couldn't be cured with medicine, it could be cured with a knife. If it couldn't be cured with a knife, it could be cured with fire. If it couldn't be cured with fire, well, then you're just shit out of luck. The obvious problem with this cure in the rectal region is that it isn't without collateral damage. The application often led skin fusing to the burning rod and getting ripped from the body. Another unfortunate possibility was that the rod was hot enough to burn your skin, but not hot enough to cauterize the hemorrhoids, so you'd only get an appetizer instead of the full meal. You were also under threat of having the target missed completely. One slip, trip, loss of grip, and your back lip's getting a rip. It is reported that patients would claim the rectal remedy was successful, but then again, would you agree to a follow-up treatment if you weren't cured? Probably not. We move on from being a pain in the ass to being a pain in the dick. Metallic catheters have been around for thousands of years, dating all the way back to around 3000 BC. These little guys were used to relieve patients of urinary obstructions which didn't allow for proper passage of pee. Ever lie in bed at night needing to go, but you're too comfy, so you just lie there feeling the pressure of building in your bladder? Ever have to hold it in on a long car ride home where you're twitching and groaning, yearning for that sweet urethral flow? Well, then you've experienced a fraction of the pain generated from being physically unable to drain your piss pouch. This was such a prevalent problem throughout history that it was on the high priority list of the super science people of yore. Evidence of early versions of these tools have been found throughout ancient Egypt, Rome, Greece, China, and India, with materials being used ranging from onion stalks to solid gold. The theory was simple. Like a clogged drain, you just gotta poke around in there to clear the blockage. Enter the catheter, which enters you. After snaking around your tract, the tube enters your bladder and provides a cleared path for you to relieve yourself. As will be a common theme throughout this video, ancient times had only rudimentary methods for sedatives such as opiates, herbs, and alcohol to subdue any pain.
Oh my god, I'm still eating my fucking cottage cheese.